So it looks like we do have the lobby info here for this losers bracket final of SK versus Noble. So we're going to try to jump in there real quick, see if that works. But Shalthus, who do you think the favorite is to win in this game? Do you think SK or Noble? What's your vote?
I mean, you have to give the nod to SK mainly because they're coming in as the defending champions here. They're obviously a little bit on the back foot because they just got taken care of by Flipside, but that was such a weird series that I can't just wipe out every success that SK's had. Noble is kind of the new kids on the block in Rocket Royale here. This is their first time really showing themselves to be a threat in this tournament. So the advantage, I think, has to go to SK Gaming, but the momentum is really on Noble's side right now, and that could be enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Noble with some great plays and just, solid performance against the top North American team, iBuyPower Cosmic. So I would have to say, if you're going for SK then, well, even if you're not rooting for them, you think they're going to win, I'm going to go with the underdog. And I'm going to say I hope Noble takes this one down. I'd love to see Stocky on his new team come out with a solid performance and make it all the way to the grand finals with help from Vogan and Skyline. Skyline playing really very, very well. I haven't really seen Skyline play that much, but what I have seen from him has been really, really quite something to behold.
Yeah, I got to see a lot of Skyline back when Shazoo was playing without O'Neal for a few weeks. And yeah, this is very typical to what Skyline is capable of. So I was actually a little bit surprised when Shazoo / Noble started playing when O'Neal came back and didn't have Skyline in the roster. Because I thought, wow, why would you play Skyline? He's like so good and he showed up so well. But, that's their call. They know their team better than I do because they're on the inside. They got that kind of conversation going. But here, I'm going to say, this trio is something to behold. I'm going to tell you that much right now.
Yeah, they're playing out of their minds. Really a lot of chemistry. We've seen a lot of shots off the backboard by Skyline or Stocky seem to be putting great passes into the mid, and Vogan has been there a lot of the time to tap that ball in. So, yeah, the chemistry is there for these guys, and this is really their first big opportunity to play with the squad that they have now, and they've been, playing out of their mind. Really, any team that can beat Cosmic, and especially at full strength and with no subs, that is not easy. And so Noble, they're serious. They're here to stay.
They are. They are trying to really just make a name for themselves here in Rocket Royale and show off that they've clearly got what it takes to be contenders on a more regular basis. So, I'm hoping for good things out of Noble just to really see them click together. And, out of SK, obviously the big question is going to be, can they function as well as they have been with this particular trio? Because we've never seen this particular group before, aside from that one game against Flipside, which doesn't really count. There was so much at play there.
Yeah, but that one game that we did see, it was quite close, and so I agree with you. I think that SK has the edge here, but Noble, I'm rooting for them. I'm sorry that I'm biased, people, but I'm rooting for Noble. I want them to take it down. They beat our NA side, so I hope that they make it all the way to the finals. And it's great to see new teams breaking into the scene and playing really well. So it'd be cool to see Noble challenge a traditional power like Flipside. And before they even do that, they'll have to run through Complain, which themselves are kind of busting onto the scene in terms of the getting to the top pretty out of nowhere too. But Noble, you guys better perform. Let's see an underdog victory here, like Rudy. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but
yeah, a little bit of Rudy, but it'll be really interesting to see. I'm just hoping, and I'm with you in terms of just wanting really exciting Rocket League, and I like when new teams start to poke their heads in and make a threat.
All right, well, we've got a donation here. By Daram Gadhinya. I'm sure I butchered that name. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll have to spell it out phonetically. But Daram, thank you for the donation. He says, Angel Thump, Noble, take my energy, Angel Thump. So, Noble, you've got Daram's energy here, and you've got my energy too. Thank you for the donation. All the donations we have here, they just go right back into making Rocket Royale happen, making productions like this happen. So thank you guys for supporting the Rocket League esports scene. We greatly appreciate it. We hope to have more events and bigger prize pools in the future, and that certainly helps. So thank you once again, and hopefully Noble can take your energy and turn this into a victory. So we've got the teams finally picking sides here. It looks like it might be a one-on-one between Dadu and Vogan, but no, he's joined up by his teammates, yes.
There we go. Slowly but surely, the teams are ready. So game 1, lower bracket finals here. Winner is going to have to deal with Flipside Tactics. And that's another big task, and that's for either of these teams to deal with Flipside, because Flipside is also riding some nice momentum in this tournament. In fact, I don't think they've dropped a game this tournament, so.
Well, Noble is going to try to focus on taking out SK first. And you can see Stocky taking that boost in the corner there. So a good start by Noble here, putting some early pressure on. And a big clear opportunity here. Stocky doesn't get it too far out, but someone is in the mid there to help push that up further off the backboard. This is an opportunity if there's any members from Noble ready to take a hit, but X3 is there to clear the ball. So offensive opportunity here for SK.
Yeah, a lot of what we're seeing right now is I think both teams are just kind of playing it a little easy, slowing it down, trying to feel each other out and figure out exactly how they want to approach this game. I expect that the pace of this game will probably really start to pick up in about a minute or so, minute and a half, when they really get an idea of how they want to play. And then going forward, it should be much more intense. But for now, both teams looking pretty good, except for that little bit of collision there between Stocky and Skyline. So don't run into your teammate.
So we've got Skyline getting full boost in the back, trying to get this ball into the corner, looking to pass it out into the mid. Gets a great stuff. The ball's dangerous. A dangerous spot. Vogan not able to score that, but a great stuff by Skyline there, giving his team an opportunity to score.
Good setup there for Stocky, but Vogan can't quite get to it. You can see Skyline kind of hanging back and trying to pick his moment.
Yep, Stocky picking up full boost, going for this aerial. He does deny the clear. Going for the double tap aerial, misses it. X3 puts it back in. Vogan trying to push that down, but that clear is blocked. Stocky with a great pass into the mid. Nobody from Noble able to take advantage of that.
Oh, that was a risky clear by Jazer, and there's Vogan. Oh, but Jazer redeems himself.
The pressure's still coming on by Noble. Such a close call there. Noble coming so close to scoring. That ball's going in. Is anyone still there? Oh no, Skyline makes the goal. A sick shot by Skyline here. It looks like Jazer trying to make the save, not able to do so. And Noble is up early against SK. A great shot.
Yeah, Stocky was also in a good spot there to try and shut down any real significant clear attempts. So we really left no lane open for Jazer on that save, and that was a great opening for Noble. And Noble very clearly looking like the team to beat right now. I mean, it took a little while for them to find their rhythm, but you could see about when I said it would. That's when the heat really started to turn up. And now you're getting two teams. Well, let's be honest. You're getting one team who is coming out swinging wildly, and that is Noble Esports.
Yeah, and we're going to stay on board with Skyline from Noble Esports, who has been the MVP in these past few series, getting some, clutch plays and scoring this first goal. So we'll see if he's able to make that save. And no, a great shot by Jazer as it's tied up by SK.
Yeah, very nicely done. He saw that all of the opponents were way up high, so he puts it down low, feeds into that lower corner, and nobody could get to it in time.
Yeah, unfortunately, Stocky put that ball out back into the mid. Skyline had an opportunity to get the ball cleared to the corners, which is much more desirable than putting out in front of the net. So unfortunate play by Stocky there, and it's all even as SK scores the tying goal with just about 2 minutes left. So Noble and SK neck and neck. This is a great match, great start to hopefully a great series.
Oh, it really is. And I expect that going into these next few games, we're going to see a lot more fast-paced, much more aggressive style of play.
That ball looked like it was in the net.
It was in the net for like a few seconds, and Skyline said no. It was a good setup.
Yeah, so Skyline coming through in the clutch again, keeping that ball out. Stocky with a good shot on net, but X3 is there to safely knock that back into the blue area.
now, I mean, just decent chances for both teams. They're starting to get some good offensive opportunities coming together, but they're having a very difficult time with actually converting on net, getting that finish, you know?
Yep, to do with a good shot on net. No one's there. Stocky with the backflip save. A great play by Stocky coming up clutch there.
Ooh,
and now trying to get this cleared. The ball is dropping right in the mid. Dedu puts it into the middle. It's going to bounce. Vogan has to hit it, and he does at the cost of his own life.
Vogan with the ultimate sacrifice there. This could be a good opening for Vogan, for Noble. That is going to get turned around again, so we're back to kind of playing a little bit of midfield play. SK getting a lot of chances on net and a huge save by Skyline. And now 30 seconds to go, and already this has been a very tightly matched match.
Yeah, so SK seems to be putting on a lot of pressure in this later half of the game, keeping the ball in the Noble zone quite a bit. So, but both these teams certainly having their chances, although SK recently is looking a bit stronger, although this is a very dangerous ball cleared to the corner well by X3, but last play of the game,
Skyline
going in, no!
It's still going though. Okay.
Wow.
Not quite. We're going to overtime. Golden goal chance again. Just here in game one, I mean, already we're starting off with a 1-1 overtime period. And yeah, I don't even know. The game hasn't tilted enough for me to say, oh, one team certainly got a good bit of momentum to ride.
Wide open net. Vogan denying that. But you're right. Both of these teams have been playing neck and neck, and it could go either way. Also, great. Awesome. We got a donation here from Bass Somers, $4.20. We appreciate it. Thank you for helping make Rocket League competitive happen, Rocket Royale. We greatly appreciate it. So back to the action, though. We are in overtime in this game one. Neck and neck between Noble and SK. I don't know. It could go either way at this point. Both of these teams have had great opportunities.
They really have. I mean, it's been a lot for SK, though. They've been getting a lot of good time in the blue zone here to put chances on net. So Noble has to get this out of harm's way and start putting some chances down on SK's side of the pitch. And just as I say that, here comes Skyline. Didn't quite get the angle.
Stocky putting a ball in. It might bounce straight down if it hits that arced part. Ball still in the danger zone here. Skyline backwards trying to set up a pass, and it's denied by Dedu.
So much back and forth here. I mean, this is the really intense stuff because they know one little mistake, one little miscue, and the net could be left wide open just as I say that. Skyline.
It's coming through in the clutch yet again. Skyline has been the lifeline here for Noble, scoring goals and saving them on the defensive side of the pitch. So great play by Skyline here, but SK is still putting in a lot of pressure. X3 going for the double tap goal. We might see something amazing here. Oh, so close.
Skyline again on both sides of the ball. He is a dangerous, dangerous player. And we're going the other way. Speaking of both sides of the ball.
Gosh,
SK disrupts that again.
I've got goosebumps here. That was such a great save and a phenomenal shot by X3. Both of these teams just going all out, trying to take this game one. You've got to think that whoever wins this is going to have a ton of momentum because both these teams pouring their heart and soul into this game right now. Would be devastating to lose it after putting in so much effort.
And if you wanted 10 minutes of Rocket League in a single game, I mean, you're probably going to get it. This overtime period is running so long, but these teams are so tightly matched that it's just, I don't even know, it's nearly impossible to say, oh, this is clearly going to SK or clearly going to Noble. It's really just going to come down to that one last little miscue.
So Skyline has been coming up pretty clutch for Noble, so we'll go on board with Skyline and see if he's able to put this one away. The next goal is going to be huge for either side. And Noble trying to make it happen with a pass out here to the mid.
Oh, big bit of disruption, and Vogan gets that shot turned aside by Jazer. They still are having such a hard time putting something on net, but as I say that, big opening, oh!
Vogan,
what a huge mistake.
Out. So a lot of pressure coming up from SK, and Noble just sitting here hanging on by a thread here. They need to get this ball out. Vogan picking up full boost right there, but still they're going to need to get a good clear. Stocky and Skyline both go for that, but Stocky missing this follow-up hit, but able to recover. Opportunity to pass it into the mid. Jazer denying that, and Dedu putting the ball into the Noble zone. Skyline trying to get a clear, not able to do so. Dangerous ball out into the mid. X3.
What a risky clear. So difficult when you play it off the wall like that. It was perfectly set up for SK, and X3 just couldn't make the contact he needed. But here comes Noble. Stocky, was in a good spot, but he pulled back. Now here he goes. Nice shot on net. Gets turned aside by X3. So many opportunities are coming together. They're having such a hard time finding that gap. But there's Jazer. Sets it up nicely, but nobody behind him to make a good finish.
To do with an opportunity to pass it into the mid. He does. Will somebody be there off the backboard? Jazer tries and he misses. X3 tries to put the ball in. A counterattack opportunity here. Stocky puts a shot on net. It's in! Stocky gets the goal in this game. What a phenomenal shot. Both of these teams playing their hearts out, and Stocky on the counterattack, putting that ball in. Jazer so close. What a great game. Unbelievable game.
A huge overtime period finally gives way. And I mean, jeez, you look at the shot count. Only 2 shots more for Noble in that game. And only 1 goal. The performance is so equal between these two teams, and it showed. I mean, how long was that? That's what we need. We need like a timer that comes up that just starts counting up.
I don't know, but I've got goosebumps after that game. That was
intense. That was extremely intense. I mean, that was, as closely matched as it gets, and now we have to do it all over again. Game 2. SK needs a win here to just try and rebuild some of the momentum that they lost after being defeated by Flipside.
Yep, just to cover where we're at, this is the losers bracket final. The winner of this series is going on to the grand final, where they play Flipside, who is waiting to play the winner of this matchup. Noble is currently up 1-0 in this best of 5 series against the arguable favorites, SK Gaming. So Noble with that clutch win there, and we're going on board with Stocky, the player who scored the winning goal for Noble, to see if he can help them get out to an early lead in this game 2.
Yeah, nice little shutdown there to keep the ball on pitch. And speaking of that, nice little setup here for Noble. Skyline takes to the sky, but it does get turned away. And again, I mean, we're still dealing with this constant back and forth. Smart awareness by both teams. So Skyline with a little bit of a touch.
Yeah, it looked like a great pass opportunity into the mid. No one there to take advantage of it, though.
Yeah, there are good chances developing for Noble, but I will say SK is on point when it comes to their defensive positioning. X3MW with a good opening here, but Vogan actually looked like Skyline may have gotten that, but no. We're going back the other way
doing
again.
A great job there of interrupting that passing play, although Dedu comes in and denies that clear. A pass opportunity into the mid. He does pass it. Oh, Jazer just putting the ball wide right, so a great passing play there coming up just short. But that's the type of plays you need to score at this level of play.
You really do. I mean, these opportunities are so few and far between here, between these two teams, that you can't afford to let them slip by. And I mean, it's happening to both squads, so it's not just a fault of SK. So many little chances are falling apart for both SK and Noble that they're having a difficult time getting on the board here.
Yeah, well, the neck-and-neck style of play that we've seen from both of these teams continues into game 2 as we're scoreless a couple minutes into this matchup.
Yeah,
every goal, golden.
What?
Vogan comes up huge for his team.
Just as you say that, Vogan with a great shot on net, and look at this tight angled shot, puts it to the post, and it goes in to finally break the scoreless sheet. We're still not even quite at the halfway point, but such an evenly matched game.
Yeah, Vogan passing to himself there, and instead of bouncing off the wall, it looked like it did bounce off X3's hood. So great job by Vogan preparing for that ball coming back into the mid, sets himself up for the goal with a clutch play. Not able to get the block there, but putting his team up 1-0. He's going to have to block that shot, and he does stuff it. Great defensive play by Vogan.
Yeah, this is getting extremely tight. I mean, the defensive positioning on Noble has to be on point, and thankfully they have Skyline, who has been nothing short of a defensive hero for Noble. Not only that, but even on the offensive side. I will say, though, Vogan has really shown as the offensive kind of king here, though it's been fairly even, but I will say I've seen Vogan on that offensive side of the ball quite a bit.
Yeah, Vogan coming up definitely clutch for his squad. All of these players on Noble have really had great performances, and nobody really making any critical mistakes. And Jazer coming in, though, and punching that ball in.
Yeah, you can watch this one more time. You can see Jazer gets his own setup here, and they have a difficult time cutting out the path.
Oh, and it looked like it bounced off Skyline's tail and went into the net. So, unfortunate bounce there for Noble, but a great play by Jazer following up his own rebound.
So it took about a minute, but SK Gaming back in this, and another 1-1 tie here as we are heading into the final minute and a half of play. But, I mean, again, we're just dealing with such even competition. We've yet to see either of these teams really emerge as, like, the team to watch here in this series. It's just back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, these teams are neck and neck, and really that's something to say about Noble, because SK being the multiple week champion for Rocket Royale, they are, and even with this squad doing so well, you know, Noble hanging in there and taking the lead and keeping all these games so competitive, that says a lot about their squad.
Oh, big opening there for
Yep.
SK. I mean, that was just an open door left by Noble, and Dedu got right in there off that corner pass by Jazer. Easily put away.
Yeah, you could see there that there was a fake shot there, and the Noble player went to block the shot he thought was coming, but it just ended up rolling right through, and Dedu was there to finish that off. So great positioning there by Dedu and being ready to finish it.
Yeah, so far, I mean, we're getting probably the best kind of Rocket League you can expect, really, out of these two teams. And it's a good move for Noble. This is only their second time here in Rocket Royale. They came in week 1 and didn't quite make much of an impact there, and have had a difficult time qualifying the last few weeks. But here they are, and I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, Noble is a qualifier team. They made it in through the Rocket Royale qualifiers. They didn't have that automatic berth into the...
Oh,
and another
my.
great shot by Dedu.
SK extending this lead a little bit more. Look at this bounce, comes right off the corner. It's perfectly set up for Dedu to just hit that bit of contact and send it right into the net. So it gets a great angle off that corner bounce, and that's the risk, man. You know, the ball goes into the corner, it bounces out, and who knows.
And we've got another donation from Martin Olson. Thank you. $5.20, and he says, I can be better than his friend Seb, who was Bass, who had done the $4.20 donation. So thank you, Martin. We appreciate your support and your support of the Rocket League eSports scene to keep more great content like Rocket Royale coming. So thank you. And it looks like SK Gaming is going to answer back, taking this game and now tying up the series at 1-1. So the series neck and neck, and man, this is some fantastic Rocket League we're seeing.
Yeah, and you can see this is a very clear example of the tilt kind of happening for SK. I mean, only 2 shots on net for Noble. They couldn't get out of their own end. And now you've got 9 shots that were put on goal for SK. So it just doesn't get any better than that.
Absolutely. We've got another $5 donation by Linium12. Thank you very much for the support. We appreciate it quite a bit, Linium. Thank you again. So we're coming into Game 3 here. We're tied up 1-1, SK and Noble, in this best-of-5 losers bracket final. I can't wait to see how this Game 3 goes. Really, I don't know who to put my chips on.
I can't even. I can't even. Well, there's a good opportunity here for Noble. Opportunity. And Vogan gets the response. Skyline sets it up so nicely. Look at this big demo here. Opens up the net. And the play by Vogan comes off that Skyline setup. And there's the early goal. Not expected. Didn't quite expect to see a nice early goal like that for either team, considering how close this series has been. But you never. I don't know what to expect, man. I just don't know.
So we'll go on board with the goal scorer Vogan, who you had called out as being a great offensive player for Noble, and he proves it there with that early goal. Really, like you were saying, you know, kind of out of what we've been seeing, or you know, most of these teams, or these past few matches, these teams struggling to get the goals. And this game, Noble coming out early with a quick goal, so they've got to feel very, very happy about that, as goals have been golden and few and far between.
Yeah, they got shut down a little bit in that last game, so they really did need to come back and start looking more aggressive here in Game 3, because they can't afford to let SK just run over them like that. So I will be intrigued to see if Noble can keep this up and maybe extend this lead a little bit further, because they've been able to get that early first goal, or at least that first goal, a couple times. But, you know, really maintaining it and avoiding an overtime or losing the lead is kind of the goal here.
Oh, a great play by Stocky there, and Skyline putting it off the same post. MVP post right there. on that play. So Noble putting on a lot of pressure right now and seeming to be the favorite in this game. SK is going to have to bounce back. They got plenty of time to do it, as they're only down by 1 goal. To do with a critical hit there, getting the ball past that first line of Noble. But Stocky keeps the ball in the orange zone and puts a beautiful ball out in mid, but no one there to take advantage of it.
Yep, and that does go just a little wide, rolling all the way down pitch. If it was on point, that would have been a goal to tie this up. But fortunately for Noble, they were able to avoid the heartbreaker goal.
Yeah, Vogan with a great clear, but to do there to respond, a beautiful pass out into the middle by Jazer. The ball's still in a bad spot, but Skyline able to put it away.
Really smart clears. We've been seeing that all tournament long by Skyline, but it's still in a risky place.
Oh no!
Oh,
X3 just taps it in.
Oh, just so much difficult stuff to try to get that ball out of the end there, and X3 was finally able to follow through and finish that up.
Skyline and Vogan both just flipping right next to it, not able to hit it. So, not the prettiest of goals, but X3,
Speaking of unpretty goals, there's a dirt ugly one, bowling shoe ugly, whatever you want to call it. That's just a horrible kickoff goal to respond. It's not what you want to see, and Dadu couldn't make it there in time.
So a lot of teams, that kind of goal, it does happen every once in a while, and a lot of teams will just leave a member in the net for the face-off, and SK choosing to not do that, and they were paying for it. And we've got another donation in here by Dragzeka. Angel Thump Noble, take my energy, Angel Thump. Also, Dragzeka is greater than Martin. And Bath Summers. And we've got another goal tying it up. So it looks like Dadu tying it up with a beautiful shot in the corner. So it looks like they will need all the energy they can get to take the lead back as SK ties it up 2-2.
Yeah, how much was that donation?
It was $6.20.
Oh, they keep upping each other by $1 every donation.
Yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, I love it.
Big thank you to everybody who's contributing anything to this. I mean, it all goes so far. It's not easy to support competitive Rocket League, but speaking of which, oh, what a stop by Noble.
Yep, Noble on the counterattack here. Skyline in a 1v1 opportunity. Goes for the dribble, isn't able to get it. Stocky coming up, trying to put the ball in the mid. Does so. Beautiful off the backboard. And it's a shot. Oh, no. Right off that. So a great play by X3, punishing Noble for overcommitting here on offense.
He really did. He gets that past Vogan, and it just goes trickling into the goal from all the way downfield. Long distance shot. And 3-2 is your score, SK.
Yeah, you saw Skyline and Vogan both going for that shot, and when you do that, you leave your net open, and X3 made him pay. So Noble going to have to make sure that they stay on point here and only send one player at the ball at a time and don't overcommit, because you see what happens when when you do that. Shot right on net can result in a goal. So Noble trying to come back here. They will need all the energy they can get. So I'm sure we're seeing a lot of angel thumps in chat.
Yeah, send all your energy to Noble if you want them to pull out of this, because right now SK is in a pretty decent spot to try to get a 2-game lead in this lower bracket final.
Oh, and there's an opportunity.
Oh,
Stocky not able to make it happen.
Yeah, a little bit of good demo play, and that's a nice shot. Here comes a rebound. 2 shots put on net there.
Yeah, the ball just getting sent into SK's zone, and Noble doing a great job getting pressure out, but they have not been able to get one to fall. They really need to make one happen quickly, though.
Yeah, there have been a few really good demolitions that we've seen out of SK just to disrupt the play. It hasn't really resulted in a goal or anything, but just disrupting the opportunities for Noble is a good reason to do it. So, now Vogan setting it up high. Here comes Skyline, tries to get the finish, but it goes to the corner. Stocky with a nice centering shot, but nobody's there to make a play on it. So here comes X3, gets it past one player. Stocky, as a matter of fact.
Yep, so 20 seconds left. SK in the lead. Noble having to make something happen right now. Stocky does get a ball in there. Skyline setting up the ball. Stocky trying to get the pass into the mid, not able to do so.
Time to bring out the clutch play. They're going to need it here. Final few seconds. You got to score to tie this up. Good disruption there by X3. And that might be just enough. And that is enough.
And that looks like the end of Game 3 here in favor of SK. So SK goes up 2-1. And we just at the end of the game got a donation from Cinema Prison for $1. So thank you for your support. And we're going to be rolling up into Game 4 here. SK Gaming in the lead. Noble going to have to bounce back. Their tournament lives on the line. This is an elimination game potentially if Noble loses.
It really is. I mean, the whole series is for elimination. Whoever loses this series is done in Rocket Royale for this week. All of these teams, however, including IBP Cosmic, who lost to Noble just in the last series, are guaranteed a spot in next week's Rocket Royale. So they don't have to requalify. However, I'm sure Noble would love to get in there and get past SK and then have to deal with Flipside. I mean, just so everybody's aware too, these two teams are in the lower bracket here, which means they're waiting. They're fighting for a chance to play against Flipside Tactics in the grand final. If they want to win this tournament, they have to beat Flipside twice.
And we got a donation from my buddy Anomaly for $10. I appreciate it, Anomaly. You're a good guy.
Excellent donation here. Speaking of
an
excellent,
early goal from Vogan.
7 seconds in. Good setup by Stocky. Plays it to the corner. Doesn't touch it on the rebound. Jazer bites a little bit, and Vogan, with a great redirect, gets it past X3 and gets the go-ahead. So Noble starting off strong. They're not ready to leave yet. They don't want to leave at all.
Awesome. So early lead here for Noble, and that's the start they needed to stay in this tournament. And we do have some more donations coming in, which we will read out when we get time because there's so much great action happening. SK Jazer responding with a great pass by Dedu into the middle. X3 bounces it off the backboard to Jazer, who puts it in. A great play.
A very tight series again between these two teams. One team responds quickly to the other's goal. They're playing just incredibly competitive here. I mean, it's kind of non-stop just how good these two teams are. And it took a while for them to kind of feel each other out. And Skyline with a critical stop there protects the tied score.
So we're going to go on board with Skyline to see if he can go back on the offensive side of the ball. He's been playing very well on defense and had some very clutch plays. And we'll need him, or he'll need to play well to help Noble stay alive in this tournament, as they need to win this game or they are out of it.
Yeah, they must win 2 in a row here. These two next games if they want to move on in the tournament. Any loss now is a final loss until they beat SK Gaming, if they can manage to pull that off. And they're having a very difficult time this game so far in getting some chances together. That early goal by Noble kind of broke apart a good chance, but they haven't really been able to follow up on it too much. But SK, though, what an angled shot, and it was so close.
Hits the post. Vogan trying to get that out. Ball still in a dangerous spot here, but Stocky comes up with the big clear. Dedu has to hit that ball, and he does. If he would have missed that, that would have been very bad and popped out right in front of the net. So Vogan, though, keeping the ball in the offensive side for his team, but a great clear by X3, and now Noble on the defensive.
Yeah, SK has been playing a little bit fast and loose with some of these clears, but they've been getting fairly fortunate with where they're going. So, keeping Noble in a difficult position to actually put shots on goal. And that's the hard part here. So X3 tries to get a little bit of a redirect, but ends up putting it in the corner. So now Noble back on the attack again. Good opening.
Jazer with a great play there on defense. The ball going right back in on net. X3 with a huge save.
Absolutely critical stop. They can't let this tie be broken by either team. And there's a good wall shot by Skyline. But Stocky is in a good place, floating it into the net. Vogan can't quite dunk it in.
Dedu had a sick save there. Without Dedu, that would have surely been a goal. So great play by Dedu, punching that ball high.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been all but guaranteed there. And just SK is coming out looking incredible here. Beautiful defensive plays.
And a great shot by Vogan.
Go ahead. What a play. Responds to that wall shot by Dedu. It's a bad clear, and Vogan punishes it. Anytime you send a clear that goes center, it's risky. I know that most teams probably try to do that in hopes that their teammates are going to be right behind them to kind of clear it out, but it is a risky type of clear.
Vogan coming up huge again for his team. We've seen him an offensive superpower for Noble, and getting an incredibly clutch go-ahead goal keeping their dreams alive so far in this Rocket Royale Week 4 tournament.
Yeah, so Vogan is coming out looking like the MVP. Well, that's a little hard to say. He's looking like the scoring MVP. Then you got Skyline, who's the defensive MVP, and you got Stocky, who's just been an effective playmaker and making sure a lot of these things happen.
Absolutely.
So, opportunity now. Oh, does not get cleared out of harm's way. Vogan tries to center it, but it could not be picked up on. Going to the air again. Oh, and Skyline
with a great shot, but Dudu turning that aside.
Yeah, relatively easy save, but you never know. Sometimes if you're just slightly out of position or mistime it, it can go right in. But good positioning there. Another risky center. Fortunately, that time Dudu got to it first.
Nobody in the net for Noble. Stocky coming from all the way in the back, getting that clear. And now the ball's in a dangerous spot off the backboard. Skyline could put this in. He puts it on net. It bounces. Vogan not able to get the redirect, but great pressure from Noble.
But it's still going. I mean, this has not been turned aside yet. It's been slowed down a little bit, though, by SK. But final minute of play, and Noble is just looking very solid here to try and tie the series up, force a deciding Game 5, and hopefully ride this all the way to a grand final appearance. But they're going to have a very difficult task, either of these teams.
Yeah, a great pinch by Vogan there against the wall, pushing that ball down into the orange zone. Vogan just being a predator, hanging in the back, waiting for a scoring opportunity, denies the clear here. Good play by Vogan. Vogan's got a lot of boost to work with still. Moving back into a defensive position, though. There's only 15 seconds left here for SK. They're going to have to make something happen soon.
Yeah, the pressure is on for SK to avoid this Game 5 and try to win this series. Final few seconds here. Good opening, though. And Vogan sends it aside. Down goes X3MW. Good demo by Noble to disrupt that chance, and that will potentially seal it here, but we're still in
the ball has to touch the ground.
Hasn't touched it yet. Hasn't touched it yet.
Oh, no.
Big opportunity.
Oh!
So tight to the goal line.
So
but SK can't do it.
So in Rocket League, even when time runs out, the clock doesn't stop until the ball hits the ground. So we saw some great airplay there at the end, and SK almost evening that one up. But now we're moving into the final Game 5 in this losers bracket final. The winner of this game is moving into the grand final where they meet Flipside Tactics. And, whichever team wins, you got to give credit to them both for playing out of their minds and just giving us such great Rocket League to watch.
I mean, we couldn't have had a better game, a better series here for so many folks to join in and kind of experience Rocket Royale here for possibly the first time. There might be some new folks joining us here, but yes, this is really some of the best type of Rocket League you can get, and two teams that have been just looking splendidly. You got SK, who's been the former champions coming out of Week 3, and you got Noble, who has been the team to beat here in this tournament.
Yeah, Noble playing out of their minds and really
just as you say that,
with a great save there to keep it 0-0. But this is a critically important game. This is a best-of-5 series. The loser of this goes home. And Skyline gets it!
The blinky ball, so hard to stop. Unfortunately, Jazer couldn't quite get into a position where he was underneath it enough to send it out. Very difficult to deal with. And Skyline gets on the board. Again, an early goal here for Noble.
Yeah, very important game, and you've got to be happy if you're Noble. But SK, one goal isn't going to be enough. Noble's going to have to do quite a bit more. So we'll see how they respond. SK getting out of the gate here with some good offense to do, almost with a sick double tap there. And Jazer putting the ball back in. So SK doing a good job responding. Dangerous ball here. X3 just hasn't put it on net. And he does. Great play by X3, taking advantage of that ball.
X3. Great aerial here. A very difficult stop there for Stocky. Not the kind of stop you need to make, but kind of the one that you have to make at some point. But a perfect setup there for X3 to get the tying goal here with just a minute off the clock.
So we'll go on board with X3, who just scored that last aerial goal, who puts a nice pass into the mid, but Stocky takes care of that, no problem.
Good clear there by Stocky. Puts it almost all the way downfield and even responds to it. So now some good opportunities here for Noble potentially, but they're trying to play it a little carefully. I mean, one of the things you'll see Noble do fairly well here is shut down the clearing lanes. Once they get a good, solid offensive chance, they tend to position themselves to make it clearing very difficult for their opponents. And you're seeing that quite a bit here. And again, Stocky turns it back down. Good setup here for Noble, but no, not quite yet.
No, Skyline coming in, keeping the ball in the zone, trying to deny that. Vogan and Skyline both going for that, so a little bit of a miscommunication there, and the ball going above Stocky. X3 almost able to work with it. Stocky continuing to force the issue there, is able to get that ball out, and now a good chance for Skyline, putting a shot on the post. All three members of SK up for that. Unfortunately, they didn't pay for it.
Yeah, that is very risky. If you're going to commit everybody to something, whether it's intentional or not, you're kind of leaving yourself exposed. And sometimes it can be really punishing. There's Skyline with a nice stop on that clear. Good little center, wide open for Stocky. Puts it just too high.
But Vogan is there to put it in the net. What a sick shot by Vogan.
Wow. Holy crap. Look at this setup. Vogan just comes in with a beautiful angle and plays it right off of X3.
X3 was even there, but Vogan shot that with so much force that X3 didn't have time to get in a position to redirect that out of the net. So Vogan's offensive prowess puts Noble up 2-1 in this elimination game, and right now Noble poised to move on to the Rocket Royale Grand Final.
There is so much left to play, though. We're only halfway through this game, and SK is certainly not going to slow down or give up yet. They know that they are very close to moving on to that grand final yet again. They were able to come through out of the lower bracket last week and win the whole thing. They could do it again, but Flipside is a little bit of a different creature this week, I think.
Absolutely.
But either way, we'll talk about Flipside when we get to the Flipside. For right now, this is just too intense between Noble, and down goes Skyline. Could be a good demo there to kind of disrupt that play and open up something for SK Gaming.
Yep, so this is quite a great game so far. Only one goal. Oh, Stocky!
Such a big gap. Look at this clear. It goes all the way past everybody. Look at the heat that Stocky puts behind that, and he follows up so close. The dude tried to get in front of it, but he couldn't. And Stocky makes the big stop.
Unbelievable play by Stocky there. And, yeah, unbelievable donation coming in from Bass Summers, $50. Angel Thump, Noble, take my energy, Angel Thump, me greater than everyone.
Clearly.
Thank you for the support. You really are the greatest. And
Enough.
look at that. The energy goes directly into Skyline's blood as he puts a great shot over Dedu and seals the deal for Noble, putting him up 4-1 with only a minute and a half left. Noble playing out of their minds right now.
They've fed off of that insane donation. Thank you so much. That is just incredible. And 4-1 now. Noble, they want this so badly, and they're showing it right here. Another floating bit of contact, but SK manages to get it out of harm's way. I mean, at this point, SK is in a dire situation. 1 minute left to play and trying to score 3 goals against a team who has just been so tough to get past. I mean, I don't know what to do. By the way, I am loving all of these Noble slogans that are being posted in chat. His Vogan is great. Can't stoppy the stocky is also great. I'm appreciating this quite a bit. So, good on you, chat. But either way, a 4-1 is the scoreline. I did not expect that.
Yeah,
I really.
Noble is really. And a great shot by X3. The game is not over yet. SK still in reach of this game. They just need to score 2 goals within 38 seconds. It's very doable. X3 keeping his side alive. The dream is still there for SK. They can come back, but still a lot to do in just a little bit of time.
It is a very possible comeback, but not if that goes in. Fortunately for X3, it does not, who makes a critical save there. Final 30 seconds to play, and yeah, I think hopes are coming to an end here for SK, who will probably end up placing 4th or 3rd here.
Yeah, they'll take out 3rd, and they'll automatically qualify for next week's Rocket Royale. But Noble will be moving on into the grand final. There's only 10 seconds left, so it's pretty much a sealed deal. This ball might roll in, and it does! Skyline padding his stats here.
just brute forces that one in there. Oh, sorry, can't block you, the stocky. I think I said that incorrectly. But yeah, Skyline, though, just brute force that one into the net to protect this lead, guaranteeing Noble a spot here in the grand final. And now, they have to deal with Flipside Tactics.
Wow, and another $50 donation coming in from Low5. So thank you very much, Low5, with this incredible support to support an incredible match between these two teams, SK and Noble. Noble moving on with such a, really an upset. Great match to see. I can't believe Noble did it. They pulled it off. They were the underdogs, and they came in and in Game 5 taking out SK, and probably the greatest series that we've seen so far.
I mean, that was some seriously intense stuff, and a great way to kind of set the expectations of what you're going to get out of Rocket Royale. I mean, that's what this is. This is the best teams in the world competing, and that's why. Because when you get to this point and you figure it out, okay, who are the great players? Who are the teams that are on point for today, and who aren't? And that's what happens. You get these two matchups. The matchups we've seen so far have just been ridiculous, and now you've got Noble Esports, who came out of the qualifier. This is only their second appearance here. They weren't even in this tournament the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And now they're in the finals against Flipside Tactics. And Flipside has lost from this position before.
Yes, we've seen Flipside fall 2 games in a row, or 2 series in a row, because, Flipside right now, they moved into the grand finals through the winner's bracket. This is a double elimination tournament. So if Noble wishes to take down Flipside, coming out of the loser's bracket, they've already lost once. So if Noble loses the first series, they're done. If they win against Flipside in the first series, it's still not over, because Flipside also has to lose 2 series. So we've got the grand finals coming up next, which is going to be Flipside versus Noble, and we've got a lot of donations coming in, so we'll be reading those out in just a moment, but we're going to go to a quick short break as we get the lobby set up for the grand finals. So thank you, everybody, for your continued support, and we've got the grand finals coming up next, so stay tuned. So Ryan Taylor donated $10 and said Shalthus is life. So Shalthus, you might appreciate that one.
Always. Thank you very much.
Yep. And Low5's message was Bassomers, Martin, Dragzy, etc. I love you all! ! With that $50 donation. So thank you very much, Low5. Low5 himself, a competitive player for Titanium Ricochet, supporting the scene. Love to see that happen. Thank you, Low5.
Yes, thank you all. Everybody has just been so super generous, and their help is going to go a long, long way into keeping Rocket Royale going and helping us just keep giving you the best in Rocket League competition, period.
Absolutely. So. And we've also got DEFCON 5.5. It says, DEFCON 5.5 was here. EU greater than NA, period. So getting some EU love from DEFCON. Thank you very much for the support of Rocket Royale and Rocket League Competitive. We'd love to see you guys coming out here, watching the stream, supporting the stream. Even if you're not donating, just watching alone is very important. We want to get Rocket League Competitive out there, start making it an eSports staple, so all your guys' support, even in viewership, it's very important.
Can we, I got some support for you. Can I do one here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ridla26, Adam Sunter, just donated $100 with his message saying, I just really hate Bass Kappa.
Wow.
Kappa.
Adam, thank you so much.
This is the guy, I think I remember this guy. He's the one who kind of has been giving us a little pushback here on our stuff on Reddit. But you know what? All's forgiven, my friend. All is forgiven. Your generosity is unreal. Thank you so, so much. This is just so great. We appreciate it beyond words. I can't even tell you.
Yes, thank you, sir, for your support, Adam. Incredible. My mind has just gotten blown. I think I will eat a piece of bread on stream for you one day as well.
Great, you're up to 2.
Yeah,
we'll do a whole stream.
We're slowly building up to a loaf.
Yeah, we'll make it there someday.
Yeah. So we've got the finals, Flipside Tactics versus Noble, coming up, guys, in just a moment. Thank you, everybody, for your great support. I can't wait for all the great events we will have in the future. So continue to watch and, watch the finals. And then we've also got, actually, it reminds me, we've got a good tournament from VVV coming up on Tuesday, potentially, called the Supersonic Series. Shaltis, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, Supersonic Series. I'm still, I'm in a little bit of shock here still.
It's incredible.
Just the generosity of everybody. But yeah, VVV Gaming is starting to get into competitive Rocket League. They're looking to bring us Supersonic Series. I guess a bit of competition here. 3v3 tournament. A few different types of tournaments is the Supersonic Series. There's the draft, which is going to be Tuesday. So it's a 3v3 double elim tournament, best out of 3, and captains just sort of draft their teams. So it's a great opportunity to see kind of teams you're not used to, so some really interesting kind of formations going. And of course, you can participate in that actually if you go to vvv-gaming.com. And then there's also events on Thursday and Saturday nights. So a lot of cool stuff going on right now. And if you participate and it gets really successful, then they're going to be able to build more off of that and make it, give some prize pools in there or some really cool rewards. So I'm excited for that. The more people who get into competitive Rocket League, the better.
Awesome. Yep. And we're going to continue Rocket League Central. We do Rocket Royale, but we also hope to do many, many other Rocket League competitive events in the future. So all the support you guys are showing goes towards Rocket League competitive as a whole. And just to clarify, Low5 says he loves the producers of Rocket Royale, not Bass and Martin and everyone else. So thank you for that clarification. Also, I just want to have a huge shout out to the guys from Rocket League Garage and Rocket League Central. So Quest Ferret and Vice Gold and Lorids, all you guys who helped make the production what it is so far this week, thank you very much. It's been supporting this great stream so far, and I'm sure we're going to have a fantastic finals. And the donations keep pouring in. Karthik, thank you for the $6.90 donation. Appreciate it a bunch.
Oh, well, let's say I will donate $20 if you can cast the whole next game without saying zone.
That's going to be tough. All right, we'll see if we can accept that challenge.
I'm going to have to break out my thesaurus. Area, region, locale, I don't know. We'll figure it out. The blue district, the red district. But yeah, no, huge bit of support to everybody at Rocket League Garage and Rocket League Central, rocket-league.com. Just so much goes into doing these tournaments every single week. And I mean, you can see the amount of production that's just improved week over week, especially this week. We got the fancy overlays and the ticker and that super cool overlay that scrolls down. You got logos everywhere. We're just the guys who look at the monitor and yell at it.
Yeah.
They
hit the ball.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I just look at the screen and yell at it. I know that James Watt here does so much of the production side, kind of makes sure that this all runs smoothly, and I just sit here and be like, look at me, I'm a shoutcaster.
Yeah, you're doing a beautiful job, though.
That's what I'm paid to do, is just yell at the monitor and show that I actually kind of know what I'm talking about. Whether you believe it or not, I guess it's entirely up to you. But
all right, so we're going to try to get into this lobby here in just a moment, guys. We're going to take a short break, so go grab a bowl of chips, go grab something to drink. We've got Noble versus Flipside coming up in what's sure to be a great series. Noble coming out of nowhere, taking down the favorites SK, who were the champions last week. So Flipside is definitely going to have their hands full. We'll have that game coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching.